Team Root indeed.
Right.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the players. I mean, LZgamer, you've heard that name before. Everyone's pretty much seen that stream.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, he always has at least 1,000 nerds watching him, even at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah, what? I don't under. I guess
I'm
people
one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I like tune in.
I guess you would know that information by watching because
yeah,
that's
I mean,
the only way
it's
you
one of
could
those
see.
things where it's like it's 4 in the morning and it's like I should go to bed because I have class at 8, but I don't want to miss something.
Or
I could just watch his stream.
LZgamer,
so
yeah.
definitely, once those players start logging in and getting set up, we will invite them to the game and thusly cast said game.
Indeed. So yeah, LZgamer, a Terran player, obviously, and like we talked about earlier when we were doing the pregame show, he's one of those players that pretty much defined that Reaper opening that we just actually saw in that last match. And one of the things I want to see is Catz is actually the manager / one of the leaders, Drewby being the other leader of Team Rut, like you were saying.
Rut.
And he's not. I mean, he's definitely one of the good players.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to see how he's prepared for this tournament. That's really going to be the big thing.
That's a good question, yeah. Because I mean, I actually got the chance to watch Catz play against Ace, the famous Chinese player, and those games were a touch goofy. But I mean, Catz makes decisions that I feel like are underexplored. For instance, if he can't build an expansion and he has 400 minerals and he wanted to build the expansion, just builds a hatch in his main. And that's an uncomfortable thing to be against as a Terran or even a Protoss player because there's just so many units coming out. But again, people kind of have these rules in their head of like, oh, I can't build a hatch unless it's at an expansion, or I can't make more queens than I have hatches, or this sort of thing.
Super aggressive in order for that to work, and I think that's kind of what Catz did in a lot of those matches. Last match we did see Orisama do that double hatch in one base, and he kind of turtled up. I mean, he threw down some spine crawlers. It didn't work out in his favor.
But it was like too late in that last series that we saw. It's not like he saw the situation he was in and just instantly built a hatch. It was kind of like, well, I have 900 minerals, and that's not ideal, so let's build a hatch because spending money is fun. So I'm just going to briefly check to see if anyone's logged in yet. Ah, there we have Catz, and let him know we are casting your game. So we're going to find out what the first map is in the winner's bracket round. We're definitely going to jump right into that.
Indeed. So yeah, Catz versus LZgamer, Root versus EG. I cannot wait. This is going to be, I think, the first big match that we're going to be casting here at MLG Raleigh. It is going to be pro versus pro.
Yeah, and that's great because I mean we've got the chance to see part of what makes such a huge difference between these tip-top invite-seeded players and these other players that signed up as well. I don't want to be derogatory.
We discredit these other players so much. We're like those other 32.
Those scrubs,
but really,
those lowly.
El Paramedico came out and showed us that he's not a scrub. I mean, these other players didn't just try to play in this tournament just because, oh, I can be on MLG. It's because they can actually play this game at a high level.
Absolutely. But even then, a lot of those players who, again, are good, almost everyone's in the Diamond League here, we still see that there are huge skill differentials. I think probably the best example of that was Noni's games. That 3-gate push, it's not supposed to win. It can, but it's supposed to set up an expansion. But Noni beautifully executed those attacks and just ended the game very quickly twice in a row.
Yeah, really, I mean, talking about his opponent, Jetty is a diamond level player. He's actually, maybe you know this name if you actually follow MLG Halo 3. He's Walshy's training partner. Now, Walshy is one of those players, pro gamer, been all over the place. Probably one of the most recognizable names here at MLG. Little known fact, he's played about 1,000 games of StarCraft 2.
Oh my God! And
that is so many games.
And I hear he says it's way better than Halo.
His words, not mine.
I'm totally calling it, man. Seriously, ruining any friendship potential I had with that fine man. But that's okay. I'm doing it for the love of the game. I'm doing it for StarCraft 2.
Yeah, he does play Zerg.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, I know. Okay? We talk all this, and we're just like, he does play Zerg, but we'll have to see. Maybe we'll actually grab an interview with him tonight, possibly tomorrow, sometime throughout this week, and I definitely want to talk to Walshy about StarCraft 2. But it looks like, have we actually decided or figured out which map we're going to be playing on?
Yeah, players are setting that up right now. Again, players do have the chance to downvote certain maps. We're going to find out what that is. We're going to be jumping into that as fast as possible. Players are getting the chance to set up because, again, there's a lot of movement around. And I actually can't emphasize enough how important it is that you have a good setup. I mean, like Flash in Soul brings a ruler and measures his mouse pad and the angles, the distance between his mouse pad and his keyboard. And don't smile at me like that. That's important because if it's just slightly off, that can be game-changing. You know, if you can easily whip your hand to target fire a Zergling with Reapers and just click there, but if you're off by just like a few pixels, you click move and then you run directly into them. So it's so key to have that precision down.
You know, I was thinking about that. I was going to call Flash a nerd for doing that, but Flash is probably the most well-known player, one of the most well-known players from StarCraft Brood War, making quite a living for himself over there in South Korea. So perhaps we're the nerds here, not him.
Just admiring him from afar.
Indeed.
So again, the players are just doing a little bit of warm-up as well. But Terran vs. Zerg, we actually just got done seeing that matchup. I'm interested to see how Catz has, you know, sort of changed his play.
Yeah.
Way back when Catz was first playing along with every other Zerg player at the start of the beta, the emphasis was getting expansions up quickly, 14 hatchet your expansion, 13 pool, playing a little bit defensively. But that is, again, before players started doing the mass Reaper strategy that LZgamer did.
Yeah, I mean, and we've seen some players try to figure out something to do. People like Idra. We're probably going to be saying Idra's name a lot. He's really one of the
super good,
few people that actually have figured out a way to play against it. I mean, Machine from Team EG, I've sat in on several practices from the team there, and I've just seen LZgamer do that build 4 or 5 games in a row, and Machine, every game, he gets a little bit closer to actually holding it off. So, I mean,
he's really close to winning before losing.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a little bit closer.
It's the fact that he's trying is what I enjoy about Machine. I mean, he's not on the boards out there saying, "Oh, Reapers are crazy." He's out there playing game after game after game after game and trying to figure out just exactly how to beat it. It looks like we do have a game getting set up. Blistering Sands will be our first map in Winners Round 2. And are you looking for my name?
It looks like one of the players is convinced the map is Blistering Sands. The other is convinced it is Steps of War. I'm going to try to double check on that. Either way, what's unfortunate is that it is a 2-player map, so that will definitely favor that style of play by LZgamer.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of sad right now because we haven't seen Desert Oasis yet, the map that I pretty much love. We haven't seen in this tournament yet, so hopefully we're going to see someone choose that. And it looks like we have confirmed that Steps of War will be the map here for the first game between LZgamer and Catz. We're going to go ahead and get everyone invited into the lobby, and we'll be starting that shortly.
Very rough for Catz. I mean, that's an extremely difficult spot to try to win game 1 on in a Zerg versus Terran. Almost certainly he's going to want to favor getting that very fast Zergling speed, so that way he can defend against Reapers, he can defend against Hellions. LZgamer, as much as we love to give him credit for that huge Reaper opening, he has a lot of different builds under his belt.
It looks like LZgamer was just on camera for a little bit. I'm not sure if we've gotten a shot of Catz, but looks like we're going to go ahead and get the players to their assigned colors, and then we're going to go ahead and get this show started.
Because let me tell you something, I am pumped for this match. I think, again, it's so great to see illustrations of how the good players can be so good. we also want to see really awesome epic games. Like, seriously, El Paramedico against Silver is an amazing example of tip-top level play.
Yeah, really. I mean, some of these other games, not too crazy. We are kind of in the opening rounds right now of a 64-person tournament, and I think this is going to be the game that really sets MLG Raleigh off because we have 2 of the best players, and we have started
2 really the top teams in North America.
Yeah, really.
Just competing right now. Team EG was LZgamer against Roots. I'll just say it properly this one time. Team Roots, Catz, who is the leader of that team. We're going directly into game 1 on Steps of War. I'm already feeling a little uncomfortable if I'm Catz.
Yeah, so we do have, the loading screen actually tricking me a little bit. There we go. So we do have Catz spawning as the blue Zerg at the 7 o'clock position. At the 2 o'clock position is going to be the red Terran LZgamer.
And LZgamer is seated higher than Catz. Catz, though he is a good player, is not the top Terran player that LZgamer is, as LZgamer is pretty much consistently top 10 in his Diamond division, always laddering so much. And what I love about LZgamer is he's not afraid to experiment and start losing games on his stream.
Yeah, now one thing that I really want to talk about is the fact that LZgamer has been playing in quite a lot of tournaments, both LAN and online tournaments, and he actually didn't make it out of group play at a recent tournament in SoCal.
Really?
So we'll have to see exactly how this goes about. I hope that he's in tip-top shape. Well, I would assume that he's played 1,000 games in preparation for this event.
Games a week, probably.
Streaming every single one of them on that stream that we talk about so much.
I've actually watched all 1,000, so my apologies for being a reclusive nerd who follows LZgamer around in his fanboyism. But either way, LZgamer doing the usual wall in at the front of his base. Don't always want to do this because this is a vulnerable spot for Mutalisks. It's especially difficult to get circulation in and out of your base with a giant fat barracks there, but because this map's so small, no reason not to. And of course, Catz doing a good response, sending out an extremely early drone.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be looking for that tech lab attached to that Rax, or somewhat of an earlier Rax, actually, to see if that depot is actually down. There he goes, seeing the Rax there. Going ahead and harassing that one SCV that's actually building that Rax. And this is probably the most annoying thing for any Terran user. You have to wall off TVZ, but you also have to defend this initial drone. And it looks like LZgamer has pulled off that one SCV, putting one at full HP and bringing another SCV at full HP to go ahead and harass that drone more, and the drone has stopped harassing now, seeing the fact that that refinery is down, but he delayed the Rax just a little bit, and that was good.
It's all those little timings that count so much. And ooh, LZgamer's gas is a little bit delayed. He's going to be unable to throw down a tech lab. Now that's big. Catz sees that there is no tech lab being added on at that barracks. LZgamer might just cancel that Marine and immediately build a tech lab. Oh, and look at that. Catz already even expecting it, pulling the drone down and going right back up, but no, Marine coming out right away.
Looks like a second extractor has gone down for Catz. Maybe going to be seeing some banelings, but you can do that off one extractor. Maybe he's going to be going for a little bit of a one base Muta play.
Now that would not surprise me. Catz is one of the Zerg players who loves one basing, and there's a Roach. What? He's getting a Roach Warren. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, he is rushing to get a second geyser to get a lot of gas, as well as a Roach Warren, which is not a gas-intensive unit. So
Mutas, maybe? I mean, I'm trying to...
Yeah, you know, there is a style of play where you use Roaches to keep you alive, and then you get Mutalisks very, very quickly. And this is about the time that you would get that extractor, but largely we see that in Zerg vs. Zerg, and it looks like LZgamer not getting any Reapers at all, going straight for the Marauders and getting a factory very quickly.
Yeah, he's probably seeing the fact that there is a Roach Warren going down in the base of Catz, as well as seeing a second extractor. He's got to be a little bit confused. LZgamer actually not controlling that SCV. It is going to fall to that Queen. Doesn't seem like too much of a big deal to lose an SCV like that. But knowing what your opponent is up to, scouting is pretty much everything in the early stages of the game. And there goes the layer
going down. So it looks like he will be going for some kind of one base play, just using those Roaches to stay alive. LZgamer playing smart, though. Ooh.